It's just past 7 a.m. at Homer Drive Elementary in Beaumont, Texas. Already, parents have lined up to drop off their children, and buses have pulled into the parking lot. And waiting to greet them, like she does each and every morning, is Principal Belinda George.
Good morning, good morning.
I greet the kids on the sidewalk or in the cafeteria, wherever I'm needed. Check for tears, untied shoes, unhappy, make sure they have a smile.
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
And then I come in, I do announcements.
Good morning.
Just like lots of other schools, students recite the Pledge of Allegiance and observe a moment of silence. But today is Friday, and that means class doesn't start until the party ends.
On Fridays, we dance. Put on the music over there in a car. I have exterior buildings. I run out and I dance. There's kids in the hall sometimes. Sometimes I knock on the windows, and it's tiring, and I get back and I'm out of breath, but it's so worth it. I went to the Ron Clark Academy in Georgia, and one thing they talked about is magic, that you have to bring magic to your school. And the magic was you can't buy it in a store. You can't purchase it, you have to create it.
No doubt about it, there's something special happening in these halls, and Dr. George is far from the stereotypical big bad principal we all imagined as kids. And that's because she goes above and beyond to show her children and their parents just how much she cares.
I needed my parents to know I love their kids. You know, they can trust me. So I started going on home visits, and they'll tell me problems of the world, or, you know, they're having problems or they need help. So the home visits are magic. Me dancing is magic.
Wait, you're a principal. You have a lot of time devoted to this school. How do you have time to do home visits?
It's something I want to do, so it's not considered time. Like yesterday, we did a Chick-fil-A fundraiser, and I was in a cow onesie cleaning tables. So I left Chick-fil-A, did some work for school, so I got to bed about 2 or 3 this morning.
And what time were you up?
6.
And you've got a smile on your face and a sparkle in your eye that I can't even describe.
Well, because there's kids like right there outside the door, so I want to interact with them. But it's kids.
What will we do first?
They say that a good teacher can inspire hope and instill a love of learning. And Dr. George is always searching for new ways to make a connection with her students. So when she discovered reading scores weren't quite what they should be, she put on a onesie and started Tucked In Tuesdays.
Hi, how are you?
We had a fundraiser at one of our local restaurants, and so I read this book there, and I liked the book so much I decided that I would read it live. So this book is called Remarkably You by Pat Miller. The state scores, I mean, they had plummeted in the last 2 years at this school, and so I knew reading was something that I need to help with.
You might be bold, you might be loud, leading parades, drawing a crowd.
I went Facebook Live, put on a onesie, put it on the Homer Drive Facebook page, and had about 35 people.
You could change the world. Are you willing to start?
The kids are like, are you gonna do it again? And then you can't tell kids no.
Bello the Cello, written by Dennis Matthew.
Soon, what started out as a small viewing by family and a few students turned into a bona fide sensation that gets thousands of views every Tuesday evening.
She reads a bedtime story to her 672 students via Facebook Live.
And this principal's story has been shared by everyone from Good Morning America to the Steve Harvey Show. But this newfound fame isn't what keeps her going. It's knowing that she's spreading joy all over the world.
Sometimes we can do one small act and it could cause a domino effect. And that's what happened with this little leaf waking up the cat.
It's international. Tokyo, Thailand, and we all speak the same language of love. I don't know if they so much understand me, but they put those hearts.
And adults never ever forget what it's like to be a kid, or else life will get boring. Have a great night.
And remember, if nobody else tells you,
Dr. George loves you. Have a good night. Good night, everyone.
It's not just kids that you're
oh
helping.
no. There was a lady that was always told she was not smart, she wasn't pretty, and she sent me an inbox and I told her, thank you for your kind words, and I said something kind. She said she had never had that compliment.
For Dr. George, these are the messages and the stories that affect her the most. And with more than 90% of her students coming from economically disadvantaged homes, she's seen stories that can be heartbreaking.
Do you ever go on those home visits and there's a sad situation?
Yeah, we went in and the big brother had a bowl of ramen noodles. And the mom said, give your sister some. And he said, there isn't any more. And she said, that was my last $15. That was the food for the week. And so I sat there and I listened and I got in the car and the waterworks. I called my husband, I said, go in the freezer, get some meat, get some canned goods. We knocked on the door, the kids were there. And the little girl said, I just prayed for milk. And I cried because I had milk and she was eating dry cereal.
How does that make you feel?
Amazing, because I like helping people. And it's not about being principal anymore. It's about these kids, they grow up and I don't want them to ever think that nobody cared. You know, that they grew up and absolutely nobody cared. So I have to teach these kids that they're loved at a very young age, in spite of where you come from, in spite of how you look, how you dress, how you come to school. Somebody loves you. So even if it only happens at Homer Drive Elementary, they can remember that. Trevor, hello, I need to see that face. Good morning, baby. Happy birthday. Oh, you got a birthday girl shirt, happy birthday.
If you could put a price tag on a hug, Belinda George would be one of the richest people around. Her students shower her with love and affection, and in turn, she does the same. Then she spreads it the world over thanks to Tucked In Tuesdays, where her message is a simple one, that even if nobody else tells you, Dr. George loves you.
Hey, Sugar Pop. This morning when I was greeting the kids, there was one, she was stuck to me. I picked her up, I spun her around. They just need those hugs and I just never stop. Because if I'm not loved, my education means nothing. And even on their worst day, or when they have their worst day, there's always one, you know, that sees your struggle and says, here's a lollipop that's open and I licked and it was in my pocket, Dr. George.
But you still take it.
And I take it. Because nobody can reward me more than these kids. All those awards I've gotten, they're not in my office. Those kids' drawing and their letters are on the wall. Because those kids, they make you realize why you did what you did. That's magic. That is magic.